what's good? By tapping to another Bird video, the once in a lifetime shot that only Larry Bird can brag about it. Let's tap in.
With 14 seconds left in the game and the score all tied up, Larry Bird, in the most dramatic fashion, hits one of the greatest game winners of his career.
During the timeout, I'm going to a play, and about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? It's Larry. If he wants the ball, he wants the ball. After the timeout, we walk back on the court, and then Xavier was guarding him. So he tells Xavier, he says, I'm getting the ball.
So the game is tied at 102. Celtics have the ball, and with Larry, that clock is off.
It was under 10 seconds. And when we came back out of that timeout, Larry said, I'm going to get it right here, Ed, and I'm going to shoot it in your blanking face. And I was like, well, I'll be right here waiting on you, too.
10 seconds. 5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out. 2 seconds.
Two people in the clutch, man, unguardable, man. That man was unguardable. On two people, dang. Wow, that's crazy. Man, unguardable.
On the clock, and timeout used by the Celtics.
And he hit it and looked at me, and he was like, damn. I didn't even leave nothing on the clock. And I just looked at him and said, conceited bastard.
I get a charge when I'm telling someone on the opposing team that I want to hit the last second shot and do it. That's what it's all about.
This step-back jump shot, a move that Larry Bird invented, coming from a 6'10" sharpshooter, was damn near impossible to defend. And to pull it out with the game on the line while telling his opponent exactly what he's going to do and where he's going to do it from, puts this game-winning shot at number 10 on this list of Larry Bird's greatest game winners.
Larry Bird, just phenomenal the way that he will distribute in the clutch time after time after time after time.
But number 9 on this list was a personal vendetta that went all the way back to when Larry Bird was a freshman in college. This is Kent Benson. When he was a senior and Larry Bird was a freshman at Indiana University, he bullied Larry Bird so badly that Larry dropped out and transferred to a different school. In fact, Larry Bird hated him so much that every time Larry's Celtics went up against Kent Benson's team in the NBA, Larry tried to embarrass him. Like in 1985 when the Celtics played the Pistons at the Hartford Center.
I don't know if you remember this game, Larry, but we playing at Hartford, and we walk out on the court, and Benson is guarding Larry, right? And Larry looks at me and he was calling me cheesy. He goes, cheesy, like you putting him on me. you putting him on me? I was like, that's all I got, man. That's all I got right now.
Lucas Harris. Bird comes around the screen. Larry, good up face. Another good one. He hit.
Larry Bird toyed with Kent Benson and gave him shot.
Larry, a little behind the back pull-up. 2 more.
Man, that jump shot is a layup, man. That's unguardable, man. It's looking like, man, he practicing out here, man. Ain't nobody could guard him, man. He making it look too easy out here. Man, making it look like a layup. His jump shot is like a layup, bro. It's too easy out here.
After shot.
Bird. He was playing with Benson over there. Gave him about 5 fakes. And hit.
After shot.
Bird wants the ball on Benson. Hits again.
And with 4 seconds left, the Celtics down by 1. Everyone knew that the ball was going to Larry Bird.
Don't show himself to try and get the ball into Larry's hands somehow, some way.
But this time, as Larry Bird finds himself in a situation that he's been in many times before, the only thing standing between Larry Bird and victory is Kent Benson. And then this happens.
Bird had a little smile on his face as he came out, too. All right, here's Dennis. Gets it into Bird. Larry, a runner. Got it! Ball game's over. Boston wins.
A game-winning shot on your college bully after destroying him all game long. Sounds like poetic justice to me.
And he goes, I'm taking right down to the baseline. I'm shooting right over him. So after the game, our buses were lined up next to each other, right? And Larry goes, hey, man, don't ever put that guy on me. Right?
Number 8 on this list is so incredible, it
Felt insulted. A white guy was on him. Like, that's how he felt. Like, I'm pretty sure he felt like nobody could guard him, to be honest with you. Like, Like, that's how great he was. That's how much he worked on his game. Like, he felt like nobody could guard him. That's how you're supposed to feel when you're the best player in the NBA. You know what I mean? That's how you're supposed to feel. Like, with greatness, nobody could guard me out here. Like, that's how you're supposed to feel.
Proves that Larry Bird was way ahead of his time.
All right, inbounds to Bird. He takes it inside for a two and gets it with 11 seconds to go. Celtics foul Sam Perkins, and they're down by one. He's got the ball, yeah. One more free throw for Sam Perkins. He gets that one, so it's a 2-point Dallas lead.
Because when you're down by 2 points on a fast break with only a few seconds left on the clock, common basketball knowledge back then was to go to the basket, try to get a layup, and go to the free throw line. But Larry Bird, being the sharpshooter that he is, said, "Watch this."
And the Celtics bring it up court to Larry Bird. From three. Larry Bird! Woo! A 3-point shot with 4 seconds to go. And the Celtics lead by 1. Oh, mercy! Incredible! Let's take a look at that one more time. What a shot by Bird!
Sorry, Steph Curry. Sorry, JJ Redick. But Larry Bird is the father of the pull-up three in transition. And his game-winning pull-up three-pointer when down by 2 proves that he was way ahead of his time and makes number 8 on this list.
Imagine the arrogance, the wonderful arrogance of a man who needs 2 to tie or 3 to win and says, "Let's roll the dice."
But number 7 was even better because he did the exact same thing in Phoenix when down by 2 with only 1 second on the clock. Except this time, he did it off on 1 foot and told the other team exactly what he was going to do.
We're playing Phoenix, and we're way ahead, okay? When we're down the old Saddle Dome that they had outside. Right. And Larry, we're playing good as a team. Larry has the worst fourth quarter known to man. I mean, he's throwing the ball to the other team. I'm like, good Lord, we have like a 15-point lead. Next thing you know, we're down 2. And I'm like, how in the world are we going to lose this game? So we have a play out of bounds play. Larry says, I'm going to bust off the play, and I'm just going to come out, and I'm going to shoot a 3. And I'm like, no, don't do that. I'm like, let's shoot a 2, please. Go to the hole, try to get fouled. Let's just get into overtime, see if we can't win this game. So Larry Donovan tells me that he walked by the bench and says, typical Birdie, just real slow, fixing to bust a 3 on your guys and go home. And so he breaks the play.
Max looking, loops it to Bird, a runner.
And he gets the ball, jumps out, busts the play, comes.
That man said, I'm about to game winner this, and I'm about to make y'all go home with an L. I mean, that's what he did. I mean, that's greatness. That's greatness at its finest.
Zog gets the ball at the slot, shoots the ball. As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, "Told you so!" He starts running to the locker room. And I just started laughing. I was like, oh, man.
That was Birdie. He had the confidence. Man, that dude had so much confidence. He talked to the coaches. He talked to everybody. He was talking trash all the time, man. But fun. Great competitor, man.
And number 6 on this list happened during the greatest series of all time. It was the 1981 Eastern Conference Finals versus Dr. J and the Philadelphia 76ers. And these teams absolutely hated each other.
There's Dr. J trying to hold Bird. Bird retaliates, and and look at Jay hitting Bird as he's being held from behind by Barkley and Moses Malone.
There's no greater time in basketball that I've ever had other than going out and beating the 76ers.
And after Larry Bird and the Celtics went down 3-1, Larry Bird hit a series of clutch buckets in Game 5 to push the series to Game 6.
Caldwell Jones in there. Going to the hoop. He cannot beat an eye. Larry Bird. Intercepted the corner. The Boston Celtics go down by 6 points with 1:28 to go. But Bird came back in the final crucial moments and did it when he had to do it.
And then in Game 6, after the Celtics were losing by as much as 17 points, Larry Bird carried the Celtics to a comeback victory to force a Game 7.
Bird out to Tiny with 8 seconds on the shot clock. Bobby Jones is on a defensive switch. Collins on Bird. Larry Bird shot. And that'll do it. The game is over. Boston has won. Only 3 teams have come back from a 3-1 deficit to fourth. A 7th winner, 7th game.
And in the final moments of Game 7 with the score tied up. Larry Bird does what Larry Bird did over and over and over again in the clutch.
Irving setting up for something. Fake. Throw into Dawkins. Double team. Dawkins goes in. Misses. Hits from third out of the pack. Bird coming to the left. Stop and pop off the glass. It's gone. Boston leads 91-89. 1 second left. And the pass hits the top of the backboard. And it's over. They came from 3 or 4 down. And they have won the series. It's all over. It's all over. This place is on set up.
This game-winning jump shot helped Larry Bird versus a team with 3 Hall of Famers on their roster pull off the greatest 3-1 comeback of all time, making this number 6 on this list. And now for the top 5. And number 5 on this list could have easily been number 1 for the sheer level of difficulty of the shot.
The greatest buzzer beater of them all was against Portland on a Sunday afternoon in Boston. Doing a good job of staying with Dennis Johnson on the way up. Bird.
Got it.
Larry Bird was torching the Portland Trail Blazers and ended up with 48 points.
Boston with 14 seconds on the clock. Top of the key, Larry. Spins. Drive. Got it.
But the last 2 were the most incredible, because down by 1 with only 2 seconds left on the clock, Larry Bird did this.
Jay is going to put the ball in play. He's not being guarded. It goes to Bird. Bird up fake. Bird takes the shot. It's gone! Oh, my goodness. I can't believe it. It is gone from the corner. Oh, my. What a magnificent finish.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm pretty sure they looked at it like that was a tough shot, but I mean, he made it look too easy out here, man. Like, I mean, he's like 6'9", what, 6'10", you know what I mean? Like, he's that big. He making it look too easy out here, man. Making it look too easy. Too easy with that jump shot.
From the corner. Bird did it.
At this point, Larry Bird was known as Mr. Clutch because he hit so many of these clutch shots again and again and again. But number 4 on this list came from the 1986 season, which was Larry Bird's best season. Because he was so much better than the competition, he got bored one night and decided to play a game left-handed.
Larry was well known for predicting what he was going to do on the road trips. They asked Larry, well, so Larry, you come to the end of the road trip, well, what do you got in store? You've achieved all your milestones. He said, I'm going to play this game left-handed. And he said, yeah, right. So no, I'm going to play left-handed. If the game's in doubt in the fourth quarter, I'll switch back to right-handed. But he played the entire game left-handed. And he had a triple-double.
Yeah, he shot there with the left hand, underhanded, and made it look simple. Larry Bird with that left hand again, and that could make the fact that he has the ability to use both hands in close to the basket. All young basketball players strive to do, protect both hands in close.
And at the end of 3 quarters, Larry Bird had 27 points, nearly all of them left-handed. He was
Playing with them, man. He playing with them, like, going with the left hand, man. That man really worked on his game for real. Being doing left. He's not even a left-handed player. You know what I mean? He making this stuff look too easy out here. He just playing with him. Like, man, I could do this with my left hand, get a triple-double on y'all. Like, man, I'm really like that for real. Like, I mean, that's greatness.
literally toying with the entire league.
I had a good left hand around the basket, and they always, if you watch, if I remember the game correctly, they were forcing me left to help, and they wouldn't get in there quick enough. So I had shots around 5-6 foot with my left hand. I felt more comfortable with my left hand there than I did my right. Then once I got started making a few, I just kept going.
Larry Bird from Johnson, excellent pass, and another 2 points with the left hand. So Larry Bird, if you're counting, he's got 31. Still 4:10 remaining here in the third quarter.
But what was crazy was fourth quarter, close game, and all of a sudden he breaks out the most insanely batshit nuts left-handed shots in the world. Throwing left-handed floaters off the glass in transition from like 12 feet. And then the very next play just throws in a sweeping lefty hook from like 10 feet. And then 2 possessions later has a sweeping lefty and 1 hook. And it's like, okay, Like, you never see any offhand shots like that, and he did 3 in a row while they're holding off a charge. So Larry was a cold-blooded man, and you didn't need me to tell you that.
But as the game came down to the wire, he went back to his left hand and tried to put the Portland Trailblazers out of their misery. But down by 2 with 17 seconds left, Larry Bird puts the team on his back.
Percy had it, but Bird comes down with the big rebound. Larry Bird. We're tied with 6 seconds left. Timeout. Portland. Bird with 43 points.
This game-tying shot sent the game into overtime, and in overtime with the Celtics down by 1 with 17 seconds on the clock, and Larry Bird's historical performance on the line, Larry Bird does what he's been known to do over and over and over again in the clutch.
Game 5, out of the screen. Larry Bird with 3 seconds left, timeout for Portland. 47 points for Larry Bird. The Boston Celtics, as they usually do, have prevailed here in overtime from Portland. Our player of the game, like beer in Turner Broadcasting most valuable player, is Larry Bird with 47 points on 62%.
That's crazy, man. 47 points, 11 assists, 14 rebounds. He did Jokic numbers before Jokic. Like, he was already Jokic. You know what I mean? Like, that's crazy, man. That man almost had 50 on his head. Man, Bird was just on a whole nother planet for real. And he was ahead of his time because when he played in his era, like, there's a reason why he was winning championships, you know what I mean? Him and Magic in that era, you know what I mean? It was dominating the league at that point. You can't tell me, like, without injuries and stuff like that, they wouldn't have dominated the 90s because they would have. He would have most definitely had dominated the 90s had Jordan run for his money. But people don't talk about that. They just try to paint a certain narrative like Bird wasn't him for real. Like, he was him. Like, he was ahead of his time in his era. Like, just imagine he plays in today's era. Like, come on, man, this man averaging 40, 50 points. You know what I mean? He putting up Jokic numbers. Like, you know what I mean? I could see him putting up Jokic numbers in today's game. Like, making it look too easy out here.
And shooting 14 rebounds, 11 assists, he had 1 steal and 1 block. Another triple-double for Larry Bird, his second consecutive one.
Some night it goes in, some night it don't. That night it happened to work out. But if I remember correctly, we won that game in overtime by like 1 point. So, you know, I shut shot on the right hand whole game.
And number 3 on this list was the greatest test of Larry Bird's toughness because it happened during the most physical game of the greatest rivalry in NBA history on the biggest stage in basketball. Game 4 of the 1984 NBA Finals versus the Lakers was a movie.
Kareem with McHale guarding Steve Cooper. The Celtics just have not been able to pick up that cut. Larry Bird backed up Michael Cooper into the photographer's lane as he got the inbound pass. Here's Kareem, outlet to Worthy. Rambit. And now let's watch it. Cooper and the Celtics, and now the bench is empty. He was decked by 2 Celtics that hit the floor hard, and both benches have emptied. And you knew this was going to happen. You can see it coming.
When you can't catch something, you got to knock it down to slow it down. And that's what they did. And just all hell broke loose.
Kareem. Double. Bird fights. Kareem. Sneaks the elbow, and now killing it, Larry Bird. Jaw to jaw. And they better pull him apart. Bird and Kareem fighting for the rebound. And Kareem hit him with an elbow, and he's upset. Now Bird over there saying, "Why did you hit me?" And Kareem saying, "Listen, pal, hit it up my back." Larry Bird was hit in that jaw, and I guess Kareem drew a little blood.
If you put this tape right now and make some of these guys watch the NBA, who are in the NBA right now, watch this and they go, "Oh my God, this was grown-ass man basketball."
Because it was more physical, it was more of a man felt like it was more entertaining to watch too back then than today's game. And then they do low management. See, that's what's hurting the game right there. Low management. Who the hell? Why are you putting low management in the game? Like back then, they were. It was stripes. They're trying to play every game. They're trying to dominate. You feel me? Like low management. Who the hell is gonna put low management? And people pay a lot of money, paying down money just to see like the best players on the team and their team. Like you know what I mean? That's what's hurting the game. Like back then, they actually wanted to come out and play. Like, in today's game, they're making too much money. They feel too entitled and they don't want to work today's game. They feel entitled. It's too much money now. Like they feel like they could just do whatever they want to do. That's why the game is so damn watered down now. It's so like ass. Like you know what I mean? Like it's so watered down and it's so damn it's bad for the game. Like how the game is today. Back then it was like real basketball. Like it's a big difference.
The score tied up with 34 seconds to go in overtime. Larry Bird gives us one of the signature moments of his entire career.
Dennis, he told me this one story. We were playing, I guess it was in 84, 85, one of the series, but Casey Jones was drawing up a play. And Larry was kind of like watching, and then finally Larry said, hey, Coach, give me the fucking ball so everybody got out the way. I love that story because that's dominance there. That's some shit only great ones say.
We're in overtime, tying at 123.
Casey drawn up the play for coming out the huddle, and Larry turned and said, you guys want to win the game? Just give me the ball and get out the way.
Well, here's Henderson with it. 18 on the shot clock. I think the Celtics will use most of the clock here. Clearly a steal by Worthy. That is Johnson with Cooper all over him. He can't do a thing. Bird, turnaround, hit. And the Boston Celtics have even the NBA World Championship Series at 2 games apiece.
The Celtics won that series, which was Larry Bird's second championship in 5 years. But winning against his arch nemesis Magic Johnson and the Lakers made the taste of victory that much more sweet.
One game we played the Lakers in the Forum, and was fortunate enough to win at the end. There's a lot of fans around, and when we won games in a row, we tend to stay a little bit longer and celebrate. I was very quiet and very humble that day, and I was looking out the window, and I happened to see Irvin walking across the parking lot to his car. And I just watched him. I could see the pain on his face, the look in his eyes that he was a beaten man that day. So with my thoughts in my head, my other teammates were talking, doing their own thing. I was just watching him. I said, suffer, baby, suffer.
And that's what I like about Bird. Like he's a competitor. Like you know what I mean. He don't want nobody to beat him, man. You know, he wants to win. That's how you should be just in life in general. Like you should be competitive. You should feel like I should win in everything I do. Work on my craft. Work on what I need to do with my life, and try to like get to that next level. Like I mean. You're a competitor, man. It's either you're a competitor or you're a cupcake. It's one of the two. I'd rather be a competitor and get to the business. You feel me?
And number 2 on this list showed that his sharpshooting was not luck. It was all skill.
I remember we were playing Washington in Washington one night, and Larry just hit what would have been the game-winning shot, but KC called timeout.
And now, quickly, he goes underneath the Jennifer King and scores. Darren Day got in there and DJ picked it off. On the right now it goes to Bird. Bird fires, hit, and Jeff Kelsey says no. As he said, a timeout was called. Bird is down on his head and knees. He just hit a three-pointer, and it won't count.
In the very next possession, down by 3 with 7 seconds on the clock, Larry Bird did this to send the game, and in overtime, down by 1 with 2 seconds left on the clock. Larry Bird gets cocky and tells the opposing team that he's gonna go to the same spot and do it again.
He looks at the bench and says, hey guys, when I come back after timeout, I'm going to go right to the same spot, and I'm going to kick it in. He told Washington I'm going to get the ball. Yeah.
That is 2 inbounds for the Celtics, trailing by 1.
Is the most incredible because Larry Bird did something that no other man in the history of basketball can say they've done. Because after Larry Bird had returned from a season-ending back injury and foot surgery, he played Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen at the beginning of their Chicago Bulls dynasty in a regular season game. The teams went back and forth.
Bagley against Paxson, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan on Bird. Quick feed into Jim Paxson for the layup. Larry Bird to tail the rebound. Jordan! Scottie Pippen ahead to Jordan. Michael for the shot. Bird against Pippen. Bird working on Pippen one-on-one. Hits the fadeaway.
And with 10 seconds to go, it was a tie game. The Celtics had the ball, and the Bulls put their 2 best defenders, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, both on Larry Bird because everyone knows who the ball is going to. And then this happened.
Nobody could guard Bird, man. Nobody could guard him. Like, his jump shot is like, it's hard to block. He's tall. He's 6'10", you know what I mean? Like, I mean, unguardable, you know what I mean? The two best defenders, man, they couldn't even do nothing with him, you know what I mean? He's that great, you feel me? Like, he's that great, he's that unguardable, like he's just a bucket.
Let's see if they wind it all the way down. Very low. You can't double yet. Now you can quickly. First jumper, good.
Man, he game winner Jordan. Dang, he game winner Jordan. Jordan little ass. He game winner his ass.
3.6 seconds left. Larry Bird gives the Boston Celtics a 2-point lead. Everybody in this building had to know what was going on. Michael came over to help out. Celtics lead with 3.6 seconds here, 102 to 100.
A game-winning shot while being double-teamed by both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, 2 of the best defenders of all time. Now that's incredible. Pat Riley said it best. If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan. But if I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'd take Larry Bird. Enough said.
Great video. Like, comment, subscribe, share the video. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'm out.